Okay, so we're doing an interview for Philosophy 484, and my name is Saeed Jawad, and this is...
Roy Parsakala.
Okay.
All right, Saeed. So the first question, is a business or a person the same thing?
I believe there is difference between business and a person because in the business world, businesses try to compete. Big businesses try to compete to take the small businesses out.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the small businesses are out of the market, they are dead.
Right.
And they even try to compete against each other. So, in an example, when Netflix outthrown Blockbuster, you know, Blockbuster, went out of business for a year,
Mm-hmm.
where, oh, actually, it died for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas us humans, they don't try to compete to kill each other,
Right.
you know. So, and my second point is when Blockbuster came after a year with the help of Dish Network to
Mm-hmm.
compete against Netflix. And so, as a person, once you're dead, you can come back to life,
Mm-hmm.
especially after a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it brings me to the third point where, if we think about um, the CEO of the business as the brain of the business,
Okay.
just like humans have brains.
Mm-hmm.
And in a business, if the CEO dies, he is replaced right away, just
Mm-hmm.
like Steve Jobs, the CEO of Apple.
Right.
And whereas humans, if a human's brain, shuts down,
Mm-hmm.
you can't replace it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just replace a human's brain. So that's why we are different
Mm-hmm.
between humans and businesses.
Makes sense. Okay. So second question, should or are businesses the same thing as citizenship?
Yes, not just because they have to pay taxes like us,
Mm-hmm.
or they they'll have to follow the rules like us,
Mm-hmm.
but they would have to adapt the culture.
Okay.
Whereas McDonald's here in the United States, they are, um, it's okay for them to, serve pork.
Mm-hmm.
However, in Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
they would not be able to serve pork because it's not what that culture is accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to be citizens and adapt the culture, and so they could probably do halal meat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a kosher meat,
Mm-hmm.
and so they would have to blend in.
Right.
Another point is another situation with McDonald's where they had two spots, one for men and one for family,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have to adapt to that because if they only had one place,
Mm-hmm.
no one would go there because everybody would feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Or like in another situation, they won't even let a woman by herself
Mm-hmm.
to enter and eat by herself
Hmm.
because it's to save the shame of the family, because it would be like, why is there's no you know guardian with you,
Right.
you know so that's why, because if they do accept the lady inside,
Mm-hmm.
the male would be upset, be like, why did you not save me?
Mm-hmm. No,
But
makes sense. So that's why.
that's why.
Okay, that they should be considered a citizen. Should businesses take on the role of administrator of citizenship rights?
Absolutely not, because just monopoly, just to having business having the power of monopoly that could, you know, play with the prices. That could, people are stuck. People have to, follow because people need this.
Yeah.
To get into the government, it's going to be even worse because business is only driven by profits.
Mm-hmm.
For them to make rules, they would make rules based on what they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So for them to be in government,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's a bad idea. And the government's job is to look for people's right.
Like look out for the people.
Yeah. And however, in Exxon, you know, these situations, people already had a worse situation. So if Exxon gets in, would it make it better? If it does make it better, then it's just an exception. You know,
Right.
because there is no other choice. The
Mhm.
government is already corrupt.
Of course.
You know, so would Exxon make it better or make it worse? And you know, that's why Exxon had to go in, because they thought it's gonna make it better. So,
All right.
all right.
Sounds good.
Thanks.